I heard her key turn in the lock before she even knew I was awake. A soft click, a careful inhale, the kind of breath people take when they're stepping back into a life they hope still fits them. I didn't move. The suitcase wheels whispered across the floor, stopping just short of the bedroom door. She thought I was asleep. She always assumed things about me. That was her first mistake. The second was the message she left open on her tablet 2 weeks ago, the one she forgot she borrowed from me. A single line on a dim screen, half a sentence glowing like a confession buried under glass. He says we'll finally have time alone. 2 weeks, no interruptions, no name, no context. Just enough for my pulse to go still. The kind of stillness that doesn't break, only concentrates. Tonight, that same stillness waited for her. She stepped inside, pretending everything looked the same. Hair tied differently, skin too flushed for a flight, a scent clinging to her, cologne that didn't belong in this house. 14 days, 14 nights. She whispered, "I missed you," with a smile polished enough to cut her own throat, and I almost laughed, because her voice shook on the word missed. I let her lean over, let her kiss my cheek, let her feel a version of me she thought remained unchanged. Then I asked the one question that had been sitting on my tongue for days. "Do you know what illness he has?" Her face collapsed before she could catch it. That was when the story truly began. She froze mid-breath, eyes wide, mind scrambling to identify which lie I was referring to. I didn't give her the answer. I wanted to watch the realization surface on its own. She swallowed once, hard, dry, guilty. Her hand trembled as she tucked hair behind her ear, buying time she didn't have. I don't know who you're talking about," she whispered. Too soft, too selective. That was when everything inside me settled into place. The late nights, the sudden team retreats, the way she guarded her phone as if it carried her pulse, the laughter she saved for her work husband, the harmless nickname never explained, never denied. I felt the sting, not sharp, not explosive, just a slow, dissolving burn, the kind that eats through the bone before you taste the blood. But I didn't ask questions, didn't demand names, didn't accuse. Her lies were already unraveling. All I had to do was watch. While she was gone, I didn't rage. I observed. I studied phone records, silent numbers that pinged at midnight, screenshots of shared locations, flight confirmations buried in her email trash, as if deletion could erase intent. I didn't know the man's name, but I knew his shadow. And shadows always leave traces when people get careless. A coworker slipped up, mentioning a team lead who'd taken the same 2 weeks off. One search, one hospital donation newsletter, one photo of him smiling with unnerving paleness. Chronic illness, private treatments, a condition that required recurring medical visits. A simple detail, a devastating one. I never intended to use it, but when betrayal matures in silence, it gives you a new kind of clarity. Cold, patient, surgical. So I waited. Every day, every hour, imagining how she would walk back into this house believing her world was still intact. And then, tonight, she did. Her breathing turned shallow the moment my question landed. She asked, "What are you talking about?" with a voice already cracking around the edges. I just watched her, calm, still, silent. That was enough. Her pulse quickened, visible at her throat. Her eyes darted, toward the suitcase, toward the hallway, toward any exit that would let her escape the truth tightening around her. "He's sick?" she finally whispered, as if the question itself betrayed her. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. The truth wasn't in my words. It was in her panic, raw, sudden, unfiltered. She grabbed her phone with trembling hands, scrolling through messages she had deleted, forgotten, rewritten in her mind. Then she ran. Out the door, into the night, straight to the doctor. By the time she got there, I imagine the truth had already hit her. Too late. Too late to undo. Too late to pretend. She returned hours later, eyes red, breath broken. She didn't speak. She didn't have to. The truth clung to her like ash. I sat at the kitchen table, drinking water with the same calm I wore the night she left. She placed her trembling hands on the table, as if steadying herself on the ruins of her own design. "You knew," she whispered. I nodded once. No anger, no shouting, just acknowledgement. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" I stared at her for a long moment before answering. "Because you already chose your truth. I just let you see it." Her face crumpled, not from illness, not from fear, but from the realization that I had known all along. Every lie, every hour, every touch that didn't belong to me. And that I had stopped loving her long before tonight. I packed while she cried, not loudly, just brokenly. I felt nothing, not triumph, not grief, just a clean, sharp detachment, like stepping out of a burning room and closing the door behind you. She followed me to the doorway, whispering apologies that fell apart as soon as they left her mouth. I didn't look back. Some truths don't need to be spoken. Some punishments don't need to be delivered. Sometimes the worst thing you can do to someone is leave them alone with the truth they tried so hard to hide. I stepped into the night, cold, clear, unburdened, and for the first time in 14 days, I breathed freely. The door closed behind me with a soft, final click. A perfect ending.